Hey everybody, off the Mike Sports Network here. Haven't really, delved too much into the aftermath of the Luka Doncic to the Lakers trade, but we finally got to see Luka in a Lakers uniform against his former team, the Dallas Mavericks. We didn't get what we expected in that Luka was going to go crazy on the points variety, but he still went crazy. 19 points, 15 rebounds, 12 assists, a triple double. He's only played 5 games for the Lakers already? He's already got a triple double. Lakers win 107-99. Kyrie Irving, interestingly enough, went for 35 in this game. He was terrific. Klay Thompson, 5 threes, 22 points for the Mavericks. But big game for LeBron James, 27 points. He had a huge fourth quarter. And Austin Reeves had 20. So this was the Lakers. I've already said it here on this channel, and it may not be a popular opinion. I think the Lakers can go win the West this year. Based off the fact that we just saw the Oklahoma City Thunder fumble a 25-point lead in the fourth quarter to the Timberwolves. LeBron and Luka going against an ensemble young group like Oklahoma City, I could totally see the Lakers winning that. But let's break this down here in terms of, I know it's early to be making big declarations about this trade, but what you saw tonight is a microcosm of why I absolutely, utterly despise this trade for the Dallas Mavericks. I understand that Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford are not there, and this was an 8-point game, and the Mavs could have very easily won this game. I understand Anthony Davis basically couldn't even get through his first game as a member of the Mavs, but therein lies my problem, because there were multiple cases in the end of this game where LeBron James looked like the freshest guy on the floor. And you want to know why that's the case? Luka Doncic is taking immense ball handling pressure off of him. Everybody was worried about how this was going to look defensively. The Lakers have actually turned out to be a really good defensive team. They hold Dallas under 100 points. If you hold a team under 100 points in the modern NBA, you're doing something right. So, LeBron has benefited so much already from Luka coming over. And then Luka coming in, he's facilitating 19 points. He's only 6 of 17 shooting, makes 1 3. It wasn't pretty, but 15 rebounds, 12 assists, triple double. This is who Luka Doncic is. And for the life of me, I'm sorry if all of you basketball geeks or whatever, I am going to side with my Mavericks fan friends in saying this was a horrible trade for the Dallas Mavericks. I can get from some perspective of why, hey, you get a defensive stopper like Anthony Davis, add some size to your team to pair along with Kyrie Irving. But when you trade Luka Doncic in the manner that they did to the Los Angeles Lakers for basically, like, Max Christie has actually been okay, and Anthony Davis hasn't played, but the other piece of this deal is a first-round pick 4 years from now. And if Luka Doncic stays with the Lakers, that is not going to be a great draft pick, because the Lakers are going to end up being pretty good. And I think they're going to benefit no matter which way this goes. So I'm ready to say it. Prisoner of the moment, this was a horrible trade. And I know this is one game tonight. This is the first matchup that they've had. But when you look at how this is going to be viewed, I can already see into the future of what this is going to look like. I think the Lakers are going to go further in the playoffs this year because I don't know how healthy Anthony Davis is going to be. You basically, if you're the Mavs, you've got maybe 2, maybe 3 more years to potentially do what you want to do and win a championship, because Klay Thompson ain't getting younger. Kyrie Irving, I think, is a free agent after this season. Anthony Davis is under contract, but can you really trust him? Aside from being with the Lakers, this guy has not been healthy. And he literally couldn't make it through his first game as a Mav. So when I see this, the big takeaway, you might say 8-point game. Mavs almost won this. Guys, the bigger picture thing, especially for this year, I think the Lakers have already won this trade because the injuries, and obviously that's an unfortunate part of this whole situation. But this trade is already looking like a disaster, because I don't think that the Dallas Mavericks, with the way they're structured, even when Anthony Davis does come back, I don't think that this team is built to, get down the line and potentially win an NBA title, because Oklahoma City ain't going away, man. They've got multiple draft picks. They're loaded. They're young. They're talented. You've got Denver. Nikola Jokic, yes, he's getting older, but Nikola Jokic is still controlling it. Like the Lakers, people don't understand this. The Lakers are only going to get better as this thing starts to continue to work. We saw it in Denver on Saturday night that Luka, when given the ball, like, and is like, it's been such a huge piece of this thing in how relieving it has been for LeBron to, like, on the offensive end. He's occasionally just, he'll be playing like, pass the baton back, and it's just like back and forth and into the post and back out, and then LeBron be open for a three, and like there'd be multiple cases, and then Luka is able to guide his way through and find these passing opportunities on breaks or like in the half court where he can find LeBron over the top, and LeBron, still at 40, being maybe the most athletic guy in basketball, is still insane. So that's the other part of this, and I don't think anybody is talking about right now, is the fact how much of a benefit this has been for LeBron, because everybody's talking about the future and what does the future look like for the Lakers, and how are they going to plan this moving forward? Are they going to be able to sign Luka Doncic? Are they going to be able to make him the face of the franchise after LeBron retires? Listen, from what I saw tonight, LeBron could maybe play another couple of years with Luka, and if the Lakers can go out and get and build their team, as of right now, this is still a really damn good team. I really think that this team could win the Western Conference. Like they are a much better defensive team than I could have ever asked for. Like this is really amazing. Like, Jackson Hayes only plays 17 minutes, but Jackson Hayes gets a couple blocks in this game, 8 points, 8 rebounds. He's a big part of this. Dorian Finney-Smith gives him solid, like he has 8 rebounds. Like Jared Vanderbilt gives him some length. Like Dalton Connect scores 5 points. It's nice to see him kind of, back in the right frame of mind after that rescinded trade. But again, even in just this minor, mid-season game near the end of February, my big takeaway from this whole thing is I already am starting to see the signs that this trade has easily been won in the short, because everybody's talking about, hey, Mavs might win this in the short term. I think the Lakers might have won this in both aspects, short and long term, because clearly long term, the Lakers are going to win this trade, because Luka Doncic, if he can stay healthy and get further down the road, Luka's going to play, and if the Lakers decide to keep him, which I have no reason to believe why they won't, Luka's going to play another 10 or so years. He's a franchise-changing player, and he's the future face. He's one of the future face. He's already the current and future face of the league. So if you're the Lakers, you just have to be really encouraged. And I just don't know how you could be a basketball personality in the media. And I understand, like I said, Anthony Davis didn't play, so it isn't really a fair assessment. But it's just like, even when he comes back, what difference is that going to go about in the game? Like, is there's some more size in this? Like, Luka is only going to get better as the time goes on here with the Lakers and molding into this system. But this is just like, I keep going back to it. It's like the Mavs were in the NBA Finals 9 months ago. 9 months ago. Because of Luka Doncic. They went over the number 1 seed in Oklahoma City. They went over the seemingly other favorite in Minnesota and beat them in 5 games. You remember that first quarter in Minnesota in Game 5 of that Western Conference Final? Like, how do you trade that away and then don't even get nearly enough value for what was and do it stealth mode? Like, that's the thing, is like, I can see some elements of the basketball side of things, but the way that they did this, the way that they've kind of brushed it off, like it's like, and sort of like, through backhanded back channels and backhanded, comments and stuff saying that, hey, Luka was out of shape and all this stuff that's been going through the media. Like, it's only going to motivate Luka to do better. He already had a 30-point game in Denver, and they destroyed the Nuggets by 25 points in a nationally televised game just this past weekend. And now in his first matchup against his old team, where you could tell Luka was juiced up, didn't have necessarily the points, but goes 15 rebounds, 12 assists. Like, how do you trade that? How do you trade that? Because you wanted to get better defensively and Anthony Davis is a great player, but nearing the end of his prime? What are we talking about here? There's more to this story, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, it's just, again, I know a lot of people are just going to, like, brush this off and say, Mike, you're overreacting. It's like, I don't think I'm overreacting. I think this has clearly been a massive benefit for the Lakers. They've been able to, like, keep their roster. They're finding ways to, have Luka and LeBron play off of each other. It's working clearly. Like, this is, honest to God, one of the best duo pairings that LeBron has ever been a part of. And he had a great thing going. Obviously with the big three, with Wade and Bosh. He also had the whole Kyrie thing in Cleveland with Kevin Love along for the ride too. And then obviously the Anthony Davis one. But this has the potential to be really special. And if LeBron wants to stick around, even though he's 40, but there were times where he looked as fresh as a daisy at the end of that game. And that is because Luka Doncic is his teammate. And the fact that the Dallas Mavericks allowed that to happen is embarrassing for one first-round pick. Mikal Bridges and Rudy Gobert should not be going for more value than Luka freaking Doncic. That's my issue with this trade. And you're already starting to see it in the short term. My concern with this whole thing was long-term down the line, how the Mavs were going to be able to piece this together, because they are not getting younger. They are getting older. And now this window that they shrunk for themselves by making this trade looks even worse. We'll see, and maybe I'm wrong, but I do not see this Mavericks team winning a championship as they are currently constructed. I don't see them doing it this year. I don't see them doing it. I don't see them doing it with Anthony Davis. I just don't see it happening. And again, I'm bound to be proven wrong, but that's just the way I see it from this game. This already looks like one of the worst trades in NBA history. It's one of the most shocking trades in NBA history, but when your fan base is universally panning you just because of a perspective of the type of star and like what he meant to the city, but then you start seeing from a basketball sense, which I kind of thought Dallas was making some sense, and then you think about what's going to happen in the future, what the fuck are the Mavs doing? The Lakers won this trade. It's not even close at this point. We'll see if it changes. But anyway, I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.